Hi guys! Hello! So this is supposed to be my week in review video for last week, but instead of actually posting that, because I didn't, like, the footage just isn't really good and I'm not having the time that I want to be able to make a really good vlog, which I feel like I haven't been able to do since I've been pregnant or since we've moved. But I wanted to do a different kind of review video because we have now lived in Norway for how many months? Almost 7 months. So we've been here for about half a year, and I wanted to do a quick update on how we're doing and what we think of living here now. 7 years, not 7 years, no, 7 months after we moved from England. Emmeline isn't here with me, and she's playing right next to the camera, which is why I'm filming in a different spot today. It's also quite late in the afternoon, so hopefully the tripod or the camera won't shake too much, and hopefully she'll play over there. We moved to Norway for the second time on October, I don't know, it was sometime in the beginning of October, the first week of October. How we ended up moving, if you don't know, is because obviously my husband is Norwegian, so moving here makes sense for us. And we decided last minute, after our vacation, to just move to Norway as fast as we could. And I'll tell you why. We had gone on this really long vacation. After we had Emmeline in England, we were pretty much alone. We didn't really travel anywhere because of my immigration status and the fact that we had a little baby, and we just thought it was easier to hang out and stay at home. We did come to Norway for a vacation. And then we took last summer this big trip, not really around the world, but we went to Maine to visit my family, and especially my mom and my dad. And then we went to Canada just for a vacation with my mom. And then Alvin and I flip-flopped last minute. Instead of going back to England, we came here to Norway to visit everyone as well, because we thought, oh, well, we're visiting families, try and get everyone or as many people as we can. So we did that. When we came here, Emmeline was the happiest we had ever seen her. Her cousin was here, she had lots of family, she was the happiest child. And then we went back to England, and about a week later, we noticed she's acting completely different. She's so dependent on us, she's cranky, she doesn't want to be left alone, she won't play on her own. She was just seeming unhappy and wasn't the same child that we had seen in Norway. So we decided last minute, you know what, let's move to Norway. Three or 4 weeks later, we end up actually moving to Norway. So that's how quick our move actually was. Is it bleed? Oh, is the baby gone? Oh, hiding. So, the funny thing is, we moved so quickly that half of our stuff didn't fit in the moving van, and we had to leave in England. Thankfully, a couple of our friends helped us sort that out, and just about a week ago, we got the other shipment of our stuff. Of the whole shipment and moving process of all of our stuff being moved, we only ended up losing our baby changing mat and 2 shoe racks is all that we lost in the whole moving process. They should have been coming with this shipment that came now because our friend moved them into storage, but they didn't arrive, so I don't know, but I thought that was pretty good for only losing 3 tiny things when we moved last minute from England to Norway. So how are we doing? Well, we've spent countless amounts of hours and time in Norway, so it wasn't really like moving to this unexpected culture that I've never moved to before. We lived here for about 2 years before, from 2000, well, we spent 3 months in the summer of 2009. I did, and I was here in 2008, obviously, and then I lived here for a year and a half in 2010 to 2011. Then we moved to Thailand, but we've always been in Norway for a long periods of time, like 3 months here, a month there, 2 months here. So moving to Norway was not really a big deal to me because I know the culture extremely well, I know the language, and my family is now Norwegian as well, so it wasn't a big deal. So we knew what to expect with coming here. The biggest change for us was obviously moving from living completely on our own and independently for so many years to moving back in with family. So I feel extremely fortunate, extremely lucky that we had the option to actually do that, which is probably one of the only reasons we were able to move back here in the first place. But it is difficult when you live in someone else's house because you need to abide by their rules and you're a guest in their home. Even though we're family, it's still not our home and it's not our space. So that is definitely something that we've had to get used to. It's not obviously anyone's favorite thing. Everyone wants their own space to be able to do what they want with. But we do love being here with family. We love it. And Emmeline adores it. And she's so happy because her cousin is also here and they're best friends. They tell us they're best friends all the time. They're only 5 weeks apart. So, I mean, I love it. I love seeing her happy, and we have lots of help, which is something that's really strange for us because before we lived in England, we didn't really have that much help. We had our fabulous nanny who would come over when we moved up into the Derbyshire area, but when we were in Oxford and Emmeline was a little baby, we had nobody. So it's really nice to be able to have help from the family, and it's really nice that Emmeline is able to form relationships with her actual family. We thought, oh my gosh, when she gets older, can you imagine being like, we're going back to England now? That would have been just so difficult to watch us see her not want to go back to England. So, yeah, I don't know. That was one of the biggest reasons we moved, is for Emmeline. Not that we don't love it here, but we adore England. But it is the right place for us to be here. The other biggest change for us is obviously going from a 3-bedroom house to living here with half of our stuff spread out in storage and not having the space that we want. The thing that's really difficult for me is every evening, no matter what, Alvin and I would sit down together and we'd have a coffee or tea and we'd talk to each other, maybe watch TV or something, or play cards, or play Yahtzee. And we don't really do that here because Alvin is working a lot more and there's no way we can make coffee or tea up in this cabin, and this is where this is like our space. So if we want to be alone, it's like we have to go all the way back down to get hot water and tea and make coffee and bring it back up, and it's just such a hassle. And then you have dirty cups that you need to bring downstairs and wash, and it's such a hassle. It's like, oh, I can't really go to my kitchen and do it. So obviously that's a first world problem, you know, and I'm not really complaining about it, but it is something that I miss, just being able to sit down and have the luxury of having my, you know, my kitchen right there and being able to do that. Or have coffee and tea. I miss that. So those are biggest things. In terms of other things, I don't know, like we've been extremely busy here. Much busier than we were in the UK, but that's because I'm back at work and Alvin is obviously working a lot. And I have Emmeline and she's not in a preschool or kindergarten, so she is with me and I'm working, and it's definitely more difficult. Obviously I'm pregnant as well, so it really shocked me how busy we actually are here. We have so much to do, and that's a huge change. But I think, I don't know, maybe I feel more busy. I don't know, I think I feel lucky though in a way, because I don't have this big house to clean, which I did in England. I had a 3-bedroom house to clean. 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house in England to clean. I make it sound huge, but it wasn't really that big. But I don't have to do that. I only have to clean up a little bit here and there. But I do think that having so much stuff in such a small space causes it to be chaos if you don't clean it straight away. Like if you bring up one bag of clean laundry and you put it on the couch, it looks like the room is thrown up. And this actually is the cleanest the room has been in a while because we've been so busy, and even now it doesn't even look that clean to me. I mean, honestly, because also I've been pulling out baby stuff. I've been going through Emmeline's baby stuff to see what we can use for this baby. I've gotten some gifts from my mom, and just looking at everything, I keep saying to Alvin, I'm looking around the room, so I have no idea where this new baby's clothes are going to go, and I have no idea where this baby's going to sleep. And or Emily, like, we have to figure it out. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I have friends here, Alvin has friends here. We just don't get to see them as often because we're all adults now and we're super busy, and we don't live really, really close. I think if we lived super close, it would be different. I could be like, come over for coffee. I don't know. So that's something that is different. That I had, obviously, in Derbyshire, I had 2 good friends who I lived right next to them. So we saw each other all the time, or once a week, or more than once a week. There was also more play groups for kids to go to. Lots more kids stuff to do with toddlers and young children. They don't really have that here. Soft play, what is that? Like, there's this huge playland, which is like a Chuck E. Cheese to me. It's this humongous, loud, crazy play place, but that's really far away from me, and I don't really want to do that. Sometimes, the one thing that I miss is being able to just go and have coffee and sit down while your kid's playing around in the soft play. You can't do that here. I miss that so much. I miss that. England is fantastic for stuff like that. I guess those are the biggest things. I don't have any regrets about moving. I feel good about moving. My immigration is sorted, which is the quickest and fastest it's ever been sorted in history, and I'm over the moon about that. I'm so happy. I can work here. That's why I'm back at work, and it's fantastic. So I don't think that we made a wrong decision. Sorry if the camera's moved. I've got Emmeline here. Hi, do you want to say hi? Do you like living in Norway? Why do you like it? Ketchup on your shirt. Oh my goodness. Ah, she's moving it. So do you love it? What's the word? Okay. Anyway, so I'm sorry. You love it?
Baby.
Is that your little baby? Good show? Oh, that's her baby. It's really sweet. Oh, there he is. Yeah. She looks a bit tired. So anyway, as we're saying, I don't regret moving here. I can't get around the bear. I can't. Keep the bear down. I do not regret moving here. I think it was a great decision for us. I think it will continue to be a fantastic decision. And yeah, it will be difficult living with so many people when you're not used to it, but we're getting more and more used to it. We love it though. We love being around family. And the worst thing about living here is that my mom is not here. That's the worst thing. No mom. A couple of my best friends are not here either. Don't like that. Obviously I hate being away from them. My dad's really far away. Hate that. Don't like that at all. So the worst thing about living here is that my main family and my best friends from Maine, a couple that are living in Florida. They are living in Florida. They're not here. And that's the worst thing about it. So I miss you guys if you're watching this. And obviously our nanny did not come with us because that's not how it works, unfortunately. And we miss her very, very much. We miss our nanny extremely much. She's fantastic. Huge part of my life in England, and we cannot wait to visit her. Also a couple of our friends that we left. One of you, if you watch this, one of you in Abingdon, or not in Abingdon, you're in Didcot, but you know who you are. We miss you so much. And obviously our really good friends in the Derbyshire area. We miss you guys. We can't wait to see you. We're not coming back to England this year because I'm pregnant, I'm gonna have a baby, and I just don't want to deal with the stress of traveling. We're also trying to save up for a house. So can't be doing that this year, unfortunately, but as soon as we can, we'll be back. We can't wait to be in England. We want to be there about 3 times a year, at least. And then in Maine, we want to spend like big chunks of time in Maine, and Florida will come visit you, my friends in Florida. But you guys should move from Florida back elsewhere. Anyway, that's that. I've got to go because my camera's dying, but that was my kind of half-year review. The cats do not like living in this small space, but now that there's no snow, we're gonna build something for them so they can go outside. And we keep trying to take them out on leashes, but it's not ideal for them. So that's that. But that's it, really. I guess that's that. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Emmy, do you wanna say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
You wanna wave? Blow kisses? Blow kiss to Nana B? Blow kiss to Allison? She's gonna be watching the video. Miss you all, and yeah, we'll be back to visit as soon as we can. Anytime anyone wants to come visit us, you're more than welcome because we're here. Bye everyone, have a really great weekend because it's the weekend, and we will see you guys soon. We'll see you. I'm posting the weekend vlog on Monday. I'm doing it. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. I already finished my vlog for this. I'm actually doing it now, but something that I didn't mention, which I really wanted to, is that moving from England was definitely the most difficult move that I've ever gone through in my whole life. This was way bigger for me than moving from any other country or any other place that we've lived, and I've lived a lot. That includes moving from home when I was in high school, moving from Boston, moving to Florida, moving to Norway, moving out of Norway, moving to Thailand. Like, every single move was not as difficult as this one that we did from England about 7 months ago. It was so difficult for me. I cried every night for a week. It was so hard because I adore England. I love it so much. It's where I met Alvin. That's a huge deal. It's where I had my first child. I gave birth to my first child in England. And in a house that I had to move away from, even that wasn't the most difficult move for me. However, if that house ever goes up for sale, I'm gonna buy it if I have the money. No, but I do have to say that moving from England was the most difficult move for me out of every place that I've ever moved my entire life. It will always be extremely difficult for me, and Alvin knows that. I would think it was really hard for him too. I mean, just when we drove away from that house, It was so hard. I couldn't stop crying. I was like, oh my God. And even thinking about it now, I'm gonna cry. I can't even believe that I moved from there. But I still believe that this move is the best move for us. I still believe that. I absolutely do. I'm crushed that I can't live there. Or, I mean, I could live there. Obviously we could. But I just don't see that it's the best choice for us. It's not. So, to make up for that, we really, really, really have to go there many times. I even talked to Alvin about possibly buying a small place in the same area that we used to live, just so we could go and stay there. You know, I really think that's something I would like to do, because that is such a huge part of my life. England is a huge part of my life, and it's a huge part of Alvin's life, and obviously Emmeline's life, our daughter, who was born there. So I think at the end of the day, we're going to definitely be there at least 3 times a year, because it's probably the most important country to me in terms of life moments. Extremely important. So it was really tough. I mean, and even thinking about it now, it's really hard for me. I love it so much there, and I love everything about it, and I know, obviously I don't love everything about it. There's always things you don't like, but at the end, it's really hard. And if I were to go back and watch the vlog that I made, I would cry. I can't even. So anyway, that's just the one other thing that I wanted to add, the little anecdote. That was extremely difficult for me. So I'm going, because I gotta put this vlog up, because it's already late. It's already late, because it's Saturday. No, Sunday. It's Sunday. Oh my gosh.